do. Keep it in bounds was to give it to Brooks, but Chelsea have it back with Enzo Fernandez. Caicedo. Stavao. Running, but going to ground far too eagerly. And then protesting vehemently at the lack of an award of a penalty at this stage. Play continues. Evan Nielsen down the other end. Chance for Bournemouth. Couldn't get any power in his effort.
What a start to the game. End-to-end stuff. Stavao furious that he wasn't awarded a penalty, but I felt he'd gone to ground too easily.
Well, now comes the instruction to the referee to delay, whilst VAR takes a closer look at the causes of Stavao's tumble.
Look, he takes people on, he commits defenders, he takes responsibility. We'll have another look. There's a knee from Semenyo on the back of Stavao's leg.
Sam Barrett's attention has also been drawn to David Brooks, who was down for quite a while.
He was adamant, wasn't he, Stavao? He did get caught by Semenyo. My initial feeling was he'd gone down easily, but watching it back, he does catch him on the back of the leg. I wonder whether he might well be sent to the screen here.
I think you might be reading the tea leaves correctly. VAR is the very experienced Craig Pawson. And they are recommending an on-field review. So this may well end up as a Chelsea spot kick.
Well, the likelihood is, when the referee goes and has a look at the screen, he does change his mind. And therefore, expect a penalty to be given. He does commit defenders, doesn't he, Stavao? Beats true fair. Semenyo comes back and tries to help out, and as he does, he just catches his calf, back of his knee. So, there, it's his calf, isn't it? He knees the back of Stavao's calf, which brings him to the ground. There. And that's enough to send Stavao to the ground. Clumsy from Semenyo.
This may not be the leaving present that Semenyo was hoping for.
Of the review.
Red 24, tripped blue 41 inside the penalty area. Our final decision will be penalty kick.
All right.
Well, you read it early and you read it right.
Well, I read it wrong initially. I got there in the end.
Yo, yang di YouTube udah absen, udah pindah ke YouTube guys.
David Brooks, as captain, allowed to engage with the referee to ask for a fuller explanation.
Imagine if Evan Nielsen had gone up the other end and scored, and then you brought it all the way back for the penalty to be awarded, thinking you're going 2-0 up, and all of a sudden a penalty goes against you.
At that stage it doesn't even bear thinking about. So it's going to be Cole Palmer. Relatively short of goals because he's been relatively short of action this season through injury. Scored 4 of his last 5 penalties. And he's up against Georgia Petrovic.
Petrovic ini kawan lama.
At the Matthew Harding stand end of Stamford Bridge.
Goal Palmer.
It's Palmer.
Yes.
Goalkeeper went the right way.
Dia karena terbaca.
Couldn't grasp it.
Bola lebih deras lagi ke dalam. Coach Petrovic.
Chelsea behind for a shade under 9 minutes. And Semenyo, who's hoping to go out in a blaze of glory, has made a clumsy challenge that's cost the Cherries a goal.
Much precision from Palmer into that bottom corner at full stretch. Petrovic can't quite get there. This is the reason why the penalty was awarded. It looks worse from that angle, actually. Semenyo, the tangle of legs. He's not happy with the decision, but I think it's the correct one. And Cole Palmer finishes it brilliantly into the bottom corner.
Well, that was Caicedo catching Estevao, catching his Bournemouth opponent. And the reason that there was a certain degree of consternation as Evan Nielsen takes a while to get back up onto his feet is that you know who's on a yellow card.
Yeah.
Caicedo udah ngantongin kartu kuning, bahaya.
Oh, he does catch him as well, doesn't he?
Ini harusnya kuning lagi nih.
He's probably a little lucky because it's not too dissimilar to the challenge on True Fair.
Stroke of fortune, I think, for Moises Caicedo. This is David Brooks. Flag is up on the far side. Once Evan Nielsen had made contact with it. Enzo Fernandez finding Garnacho. Gusto. Fofana. A Champong.
Dari satu game on.
Delap. Palmer.
Oh, what a start to the game.
Already much more excitement in the opening 17 minutes here than there was 24 days ago when the sides met. But the vitality, 0-0.
Another goal conceded away from home by Bournemouth. It was a big arse, wasn't it, to score so early and then expect themselves to keep a clean sheet for the rest of the game.
Evan Nielsen, here comes Brooks!
Sanchez.
Big moment. David Brooks will feel that he should have bagged his second.
They do press really high, Bournemouth. They do it superbly well. Win the ball back in the final third. And Evan Nielsen picking out Brooks, who's made that deep run again from midfield. Get himself into the box. He's not afraid of getting his shots away. His first touch is excellent into his path, but it's too close to the goalkeeper. What an opportunity that is for Bournemouth to go back in front.
It's only just over a fortnight since Bournemouth scored 4 at Old Trafford and only drew. Early moments of this game have a similar feel about them. It's offside against Semenyo.
They do win so many balls in that opposition final third, Bournemouth. The problem is if they do press and they get beaten, that's when they're defensively vulnerable. Worth looking at this chance again, isn't it, for Evan Nielsen? This is just after that penalty appeal. The play was allowed to continue. What happens if he goes up and scores and thinks he's doubled Bournemouth's lead? Coming together, but he gets back on his feet, drop of the shoulder. In the end, the shot's weak and Sanchez collects easily. But that's a big chance, wasn't it, for Bournemouth? Albeit, it wouldn't have counted.
Fofana sama Alomba. Cuma kirinya nggak ada Kukurela, kanannya bukan Rizky.
Might have been a VAR check on that as well.
Look at that, 7 attempts already, Bournemouth. And Chelsea have scored with their only one.
Nice. Palmer.
Palmer
Oh, ke Delap.
slipping it
Nice
into the lap.
Balik kalau dia lap. Oke. Bang!
Towards
Anjing,
Garnacho.
Anjing!
Not sure how much Hill knew about it, but he got in the way.
It's good work from Liam Delap. Makes an excellent run into the channel.
Ada chemistry-nya
Always looking to get on the
apa-apa
shoulder of the
juga.
last man
Ada,
and spin
ada.
into that space.
Cuman udah lama nggak main bareng aja nih. Halo.
Jimenez losing out to Delap. It's Garnacho, and it's Jimenez who lost the ball in the first place, who wins it back.
Mbak. Balik.
Evan Nielsen.
Ngaco. Kenapa main selalu ngaco?
Fernandes. Garnacho. Hello, Gusto. Stevao.
Stevao dapat ruang banget ini. Set. Boba. Aduh, terlalu mudah
Played
dibaca
by Truffaut,
Stevao.
helped out by Semenyo.
Nice.
Achampong.
Well, the way the game's started, Chelsea have got to get Stevao on the ball at every opportunity. It looks like making something happen.
Main. Kasih dulu. Nah, nice.
Kaiser.
Enzo.
Fernandes.
Garnacho.
Garnacho. Fernandes. And again.
Lihat siapa yang assist. Comeback.
Neatly dispatched by the Argentine. And it's not taken long for Chelsea, having trailed, to hit the front in this game.
Two-1 Chelsea and too easy. No pressure on the ball.
No pressure.
Caicedo in space. Enzo Fernandez in space. And eventually, he finds space inside the box. Drops a shoulder. Alex Scott doesn't get close to him. And he dispatches it brilliantly. Far too easy to play against at times, Bournemouth. A wonderfully constructed goal by Chelsea. The defending leaves a lot.